Hi, I'm Thomas and this is lesson number 2 on how to make a great travel video. I'm coming to you from Central Park in New York today. And today we're going to talk about audio, which is the second most important thing that you need to consider when you're doing a travel video. Somebody once described video as radio with pictures, which means that the sound is just as important as what you see. And I'm going to be talking today with a local. This is Nazreen and she lives in Brooklyn.
Yep.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
She's going to be helping me today with the video because she's been working for me in Australia and she's got some experience with audio. You did the video for me in Lightning Ridge, didn't you?
I did, several.
And how did you go with that big fluffy mic that I was using?
It just probably distracted me more than anything, but it seemed alright.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're using the kind of mic that you need to hold the whole time, it can be somewhat distracting. So what we're using today is one of these little wireless mics that you can see up there. And these mics are great because there's no cable, as the name wireless suggests, and they actually allow you to record the sound even while you're pretty far away from the camera. So even if I'm standing back here, you can still hear the sound clearly on the microphone. And even though there's a bit of surround sound, you should still be able to hear my voice quite properly. We're here in Central Park on Labor Day and there's quite a bit of noise going on around us and there's a helicopter flying above us, but this microphone should still pick up the sound pretty nicely so you can hear my voice loud and clear. The second option you've got is using one of these microphones. They come with a little screw at the bottom which allows you to mount the microphone onto the top of your camera, and they come with a windshield, which is very important, especially if you're recording in a windy condition and on the beach, for example, because they absorb the wind noise, which can be very distracting. And you may have heard it on home video recordings. There's a constant kind of sound in the background and that sort of destroys the whole feeling of your video. And it's of course great as well for interviews because it picks up quite nicely the sound from the person you interview.
It does.
And as you can hear, the sound is really nice and full and clear, which is exactly what you want. And if you have a second person, like my lovely assistant here, they can also, if they have a boom, be holding the boom directly above the person you're interviewing or who's talking in front of the camera. And that is usually the way professionals do it because it picks up the sound really, really nicely. So the other thing, of course, you can do if you don't have a person helping you, you can use one of these little tripods here, and they allow you to mount the microphone onto the tripod, and then you can set up the microphone somewhere close to the person that's speaking in front of the camera.
So does that mean that you need a separate tripod in addition to the camera tripod? You
do, and one of these small ones will do it, but you know, if you have a larger one, of course, that could be even better because you can come closer to the person's mouth. But this is really nice, it's nice and compact, and you don't have to carry around a second big tripod because you've already got the one for your camera, of course, which you remember if you looked at lesson number 1 from last time. The other thing, of course, is you should be monitoring your sound. So you have one of these little headphones here. You plug them into the side of your camera and then just have a listen to what the sound is actually like before you start recording, because that's really important as well, that you know what it sounds like. The other important thing to consider, of course, is location, because you don't want to be in a location that's too noisy, because then the background noise is going to be too distracting. For example, you can hear in the background there was a guy singing there. You wouldn't want to be setting up right next to that person unless you're doing...
Unless you're filming him.
Yes, unless you're doing something on that concert.
Yeah.
So try to find a nice quiet location if you're doing an interview with somebody. And if you're doing something on a certain location, like here in New York, of course, it's good to have a bit of background noise because that gives you a feeling of what it's like to be here in Central Park in New York. Even though there is, you know, helicopters and there's people talking and there's a bit of music in the background, that is still not too distracting for my voice, of course.
But also part of New York, isn't it?
Exactly, and that's what you want to get across in a travel video. You want to get across a bit of the feeling of the location that you're recording in, while you need to make sure that it's not too distracting for your video. So that's it pretty much for lesson number 3 on audio recordings, and next lesson is going to be on the type of camera that you choose, because I often get people asking me what type of camera do I recommend and what should you look out for, and that's what we're going to be talking about next time. Cool. I don't know where it's going to be, but that's it from New York. And of course, if you want to find out how to make a little bit of money with your travel videos, which is a great way of getting around to get paid for traveling, and then go to my website, which is filmingholidays.com, for some hints on how to earn some money with travel video. Because I've been doing it for the last 4 years, and I do it full time now, so I'm in a good position to tell people how to actually get paid to travel. That's it from New York, and we're going to be coming to you from a different location next time.
See you later. Bye from New York.
See ya.